on, people? It is Brian Bullock, and I am here today with the one, the only. This is my wife, Karen Bullock. Can you just say everybody on
Hey,
YouTube?
people. I'm just so happy that you have allowed me.
Of course.
Little old me.
Of course.
To be part of your platform.
Hey, this is what we do. Listen, we've been married now for what, 13, going on 13 years?
Yep.
And one of the things that happened to us was a while ago, maybe a few years ago.
I did the math on this.
Okay,
this
what is
was
it?
What, like 2008?
2008.
So it's been like 12 years.
We decided to pay off our debt. $80,000 of debt that we decided to pay off. $50,000 of your student loans, not mine. You know what I'm saying?
More like
your
56,
student loans.
you know.
Okay. And then we had $10,000 on credit cards.
Good old Macy's.
Your Express.
Oh my God,
Macy's.
Express.
Best Buy. I bought some stuff off of Best Buy.
Yeah.
And then we had $10,000 on a car.
Yeah.
On two cars.
On two cars.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we were just like, we got to pay off debt. Now let me ask you a question. The day I came to you and said, let's pay off debt, tell the people how you were feeling in that moment.
Well, see,
tell them how supportive you were.
See, this is
tell them how on board
about
you were about
Bullock.
this.
Okay, let me tell you a little bit about Brian Bullock. Okay, I remember this day because I got home from work. You'd been home. And you had been texting me throughout the day like, oh, I read this book. I'm reading this book. Like, oh my God, it's about to change our lives. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, working. I get home. I walk through the door. This man just bum rushes me, not a hey, how you doing? How was your day, love? How was work today? No, it was like, babe, that's it. We're getting out of debt. And I'm like, wait, what?
She said no, people. She said no. I don't think so.
I was like, what are you talking about?
No way in the world. Never again. No. I don't think so.
Yeah, I was like,
I love my salad.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now. I was like, what? Like, I just walked home. You totally threw me off. Like, what are you talking about?
I think because we were used to monthly payments, right? That was our thing.
Absolutely.
Monthly pay. As long as you can make the monthly payment, there's
good.
nothing wrong with it.
Right. It's the American way.
It's the American way. And so we were making our monthly payments, but that was the thing. We really weren't making our monthly payments.
That's the thing.
We were like at the edge,
right,
where we were making the payment, but we didn't have any extra to really save or really do anything with.
Which caused us to keep using said cards.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. What do you think? When did it click? Like, when was it, or what was the thought that made you say, okay, maybe this is something that we should do?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't instant. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, we had that first initial conversation, a few fights.
For sure.
A few fights
For
later.
Sure. You trying to take my money?
Oh,
you trying
we had.
to
I mean,
me?
these were literal fights. Like,
calling my mother.
Intense fellowship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fights. Like, no.
Absolutely.
Fighting. We were fighting. I was like, absolutely not. No, you're not taking away my... No. So, but it took me a while. So, I mean, I don't remember how many. Mm-hmm. But I think eventually I did start to look at, you know what? You're right. We're bringing in... I think once I saw the breakdown of the numbers.
Yeah.
It hit me like, yeah, we're bringing in X amount of dollars. We're sending out X amount of dollars, and it only leaves, you know, this, which to me, when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, this is a problem. Yeah,
I think for me, when I started, and this is for every man, every husband who's on this journey, I think that for me, I started with the what? I started with, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to send extra money to this loan. And we're going to send extra money to that loan. And I started breaking down like, all right, we're going to cut everything. And we're going to turn that off. And we're going to get rid of this bill. And I think that for me, that was a foolish way to start. Mm-hmm. I should have started with the why, right?
Yeah.
And the why was, hey, babe, you know, don't you want to get to a place where you don't have to work this hard,
right?
Where if you want to stay home, when we didn't have kids at the time,
right?
It was like, what if when we have kids and you want to stay home,
right?
You know, think about what it would feel like to get a paycheck and not be stressing about all the people that we owe. Babe, what if we owned our home outright? What if we put our feet in our own grass and got to feel like, yo, this is ours?
Yeah.
What if you never had to worry about a foreclosure or somebody repossessing your car? Babe, what about the vacations we could take if we didn't have to send all of our money to Macy's? And I
And
think
Sally Mae.
Sally Mae.
Ooh,
I think Sally Mae is an
Mae.
old lady. I don't think she's young. I think she's an old woman who
Little
stalks
Sally.
you. But my thing is, I think that it's really critical to get the why, and then
Right.
the what makes sense.
Then yes.
And I
absolutely.
started with the what when I
Yes.
really should have started with the why, because once you get the why, it's like all right. And if
Yeah.
the why is important
So
enough
the
to
why
you,
will fuel you.
that fuel will
Yeah.
get you going. So,
Absolutely.
and then we got on the same page.
Got on the same page.
And listen, when we got on the same page, the girl is a beast, y'all. The girl started doing the numbers. You know what I'm saying? The girl started budgeting this thing.
It was scary to see all the cars we had.
Yeah.
And all the minimum payments, and it was a little like daunting.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh wow, like
Yeah, we put it on the fridge. We had all of our debt
had
on
it
the
listed
fridge,
out on the
and it
fridge.
was a long
list, people. we were happy during our younger years.
Yeah.
We were like swipe.
Yeah, so pretty much we ended up doing it.
Yeah.
And we ended up paying off $80,000 in about 2 years.
About 2 years.
And
2
that
years.
was incredible. Crushed it.
Amazing.
Crushed it. And I mean, I know for me, there were times in the process I thought it was never gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
there were times where I was excited, but then there were moments where I was like, yeah, this is taking too long.
Yeah.
That Sally Mae loan looked like it was not gonna move. When it got to like
Right.
40, I was like, we're still at 40.
Still at 40.
What was
Well,
that?
because we started with the littlest debt, so we knocked those out. Those were instant gratification.
Yeah.
But man, Sally took a
Oh,
while,
that was discouraging. I was so upset. It felt like
Sally.
I'm like, this thing is still here.
Still here.
It's not. See, for you all, it's like, oh, 2 years. That's really quick. But it felt like an eternity.
Yes.
It was like, really? Are you crazy? And I mean, when we made that final payment and we were done.
I still have the email where
Really?
it says your loan is paid off.
Woo!
I still have
You
that.
gotta send me that. Oh, I'm gonna post that.
I still have it.
Yeah, send me that.
I still have that.
Send me that. What did when you finally are debt free and being debt free? Like, what does that feel like for somebody who never felt that way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean it's just that. It's freedom. It's the freedom to know that my paycheck is my paycheck. Like, aside from like your rent or your mortgage, like everything else is fair game. Like if I want to go get me some clothes, of course we budget it, but I can do that. Like I have control over my money, and that to me is the most like the best feeling because it's like I work for this money.
Yeah, for me, it's like it just took all the anxiety off.
Yeah.
Took all the pressure off.
Absolutely.
We haven't really talked about money. We haven't had a money argument since we've been debt free. We have not.
Well, now our money things are more so like, hey, how much should we invest in this? Like, can we do that? It's different now.
We have the freedom to pay for stuff that we wouldn't have paid for before because now we have 2 kids. And they go to a very expensive daycare. Oh my God! Just God.
I mean, but they're learning though.
They're learning. But I'm just saying, these are things that we get to do. There are subscriptions that we have.
That we get to do. Because we made the sacrifice.
We moved from Boston to Denver, and then from Denver to North Carolina in a like 3-year span. We would not have been able to do that if we had a bunch of debt.
If you have ever moved cross state lines, it costs money.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, we enjoy it. We do. Do you regret it? Do you?
No,
not
at all.
Not even a little bit. That's for all the people who keep trying to tell you how great debt is, and the more debt you have, the more wealthy you're gonna be. Let me tell you something real quick. Let me just do this real quick. Hold on a second. Let me just tell you, debt. There's a spiritual component to debt. Sure. I've seen firsthand the stress that it caused, the anxiety that it caused, the weight that it puts on your shoulder. All the people who are telling you that you need to get in debt in order to be successful and to be rich. Watch these people when the economy goes a little bad. Watch these people. They will throw you under the bus, okay? The same person that's telling you need to get in debt, when they themselves get in some trouble, they lay everybody off. When they themselves get in trouble, all of a sudden they're stressing. And they make their money from selling debt to you. And so you got to get to a place where you want not just financial freedom, but spiritual freedom. Spiritually, I am free. Meaning there's something about knowing I don't have to owe any man but love. That I don't, my car is mine.
Yep.
The stuff that we have is mine.
Yep.
And I think that, man, it's liberating. It's freeing. I enjoy it. I love it. And I really think it's the key to true wealth. I'm not talking about you becoming a billionaire.
Right.
I'm talking about true wealth. Peace of mind.
Peace of
peace
mind.
in your heart.
There's none like it.
Nothing like it.
My God, there's nothing like it.
All right. So we're going to tell you 5 ways that we crushed that debt. And we're going to give it to you now.
Number 1.
You got to create a monthly budget.
Ooh, that budget word.
B word.
Budget.
Budget. Man, the budget is so important.
So important.
Every month we have an actual budget that we put how much we bring in a particular month, and then how much we want to go out. And we put everything from haircuts, getting your nails done,
gas,
how much we spend on food,
takeout, every little thing.
Yeah.
Everything.
The budget is a game changer because the budget is going to give you a picture, a true picture. See, people lie. But the budget can't lie.
Ooh, when that math doesn't add up, whoo.
Yeah.
That's a reality check.
It's a reality check. And so when it don't add up, it don't add up.
Major
I'm shocked how many people don't do a budget. Like, I'm shocked how many people. I'll never forget one of my friends, we were trying to figure out, how much he spends on fast food.
Sure.
And he didn't know. He was just like, just a little bit. I said, print your bank statements. We printed his bank statements, and we literally started to go line by line.
Scary.
How much, and he realized he had spent $560 on fast food that month. Had no clue. You know why? He didn't have no budget.
No budget.
The budget is everything.
Right, because the budget is where you tell your money where to go.
Yeah, instead of wondering where it went.
Right.
And so, boom, yeah, you like that. So I think, and you're the best at it. Like we do it together, but you're such a detail-oriented person. Yeah. And what does the budget do for you? Like I'm sure it gives you some level of peace of mind or something.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at the beginning, it's tough. It's tough because it is a muscle that you have never exercised before, right? So it's very hard at the beginning, but you have to pull out all your bills, everything that comes out, your subscriptions. If you know how many haircuts you get, you put all of that in there. You realize every little thing.
Netflix, Amazon,
right,
Hulu, everything.
All of that, and once you start seeing those numbers, and then when you add in how much you're actually bringing in, and you start going down the line and seeing, I'm getting kind of low. Like, wait a minute, and if you get to a point where you don't have any more money for the rest of your expenses, those moments are tough because it's like, oh my God, okay, now I need to go back and reduce some things. So maybe we can't go out to eat as much. Yeah. Maybe we don't have money for going to the movies or, just little things like that. But for me, it's definitely a peaceful thing for me because I know I have the money to cover everything for this month.
Come on. And that's power. Fellas, listen up.
Number 2
is you got to earn more income.
Work.
You got to work. I want you work. Okay. You need to earn more income. Yes. All right? Whatever your income is. I don't care if you make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $100,000. Part of the challenge is that you have dug a hole.
Right.
And oftentimes you're trying to dig yourself out with a small shovel.
Right.
And so you got to increase the shovel so that you can get yourself out there faster. And so for us, we took on more jobs.
We did. Brian worked almost 3 to 4 jobs at one point.
3 to 4 jobs.
3 to 4 jobs.
You were working 2 jobs.
I was leaving my daytime job. Yeah. And going right on over. I worked at Express, which was a whole nother situation. Situation. I worked a night job. Yeah. It was just what we had to do at that time. We knew that we had to make this sacrifice in order to get out of this debt. Yeah.
If you got to do Uber, if you got to do Lyft, if you got to start selling some product, if you got to start doing some hair out of your house.
Absolutely.
Whatever you got to do. If you got to deliver pizzas. Yeah. If you have to go ahead and start singing at weddings. Whatever you got to do. Yeah. If you do graphics, web design, social media, you have a gift. You have something that you can do to earn more income. That you're
sitting on right now.
That you're sitting on. And so I think here's the thing. Here's what helped me. Let me just say that it sucked. It was bad.
Oh, it was horrible.
It was hard. There was
nothing fun about going from one job to the next.
I am not about to tell you that there was something pleasant about it. It was horrific. We barely got to see each other. Yeah. It was not good, okay? The only thing that made it even palatable was that we knew it was for a season. Okay.
Right.
That we know that, okay, we're only doing this for
Right.
a couple of months.
Like, it's not forever.
No,
Right.
it's not forever. Right now, we barely work. No, I'm playing. Right now, it's like, I'm just saying, like, for us now, work is different.
Work is,
because we
it's
get
so
to
different.
do what we love instead of the stuff that we hate.
Right.
And so we were doing some of the stuff that we hate.
Yeah.
Because that's just what we had to do.
So we had to
and
do.
so you're gonna have to just man up. You're gonna have to muscle up. You're gonna have to say, hey, do I have a good year of losing my mind and working nonstop? Because I'm telling you, we don't even we're remembering it now, but it's so far removed.
So far.
We don't work that way.
I mean, at the time,
anymore.
it was, like you're saying, like, it's horrible. You know, I'm like, man, why am I sitting here at 9:30 at night at a retail store when I could be home relaxing? But the goal was bigger than that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So you gotta say, for a limited time, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and earn some extra monthly income above what you already make.
Yeah.
I promise it'll help you.
It will.
Number 3.
Cut back your lifestyle, people.
Cut. See them scissors right there? Cut. Some stuff just gonna have to get cut. I'm sorry. But you might have to cut some of that fast food, some of that takeout.
Yeah.
You might have to cut cable. You know what I'm saying? You might have to cut the gym.
Going to get some clothes.
You might have to cut some of that shopping.
Gone.
It's so hard to say goodbye to Macy. It's hard, okay? You're going to have to cut. I remember for us, takeout was the biggest thing.
Takeout was
the biggest thing. And so I remember when we decided we were going to brown bag, do the paper bag for lunch.
Yes.
And at first, it was like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But I actually enjoyed it. Like,
it was good. It was fun.
I enjoyed making that. Well, let me correct. I enjoy you making my lunch. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy you hooking me up with the lunch. The little lunch.
It was definitely, 'cause for me, I was like, okay, here's another thing I have to do, right? But, again, it goes back to the whole, the goal, right? Why? It goes back to that, So I was like, all right, it doesn't beat, home food is the best food. We all know that, right? If you can cook.
Especially if you're cooking it.
My gosh, if you can cook, it's the best thing.
Such a good cook. Such a good cook. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, so ultimately it was a great experience because we were eating better food, right? Home cooked food, and we were spending money.
Yeah.
Key, that was for me. I was like, yeah, I ain't spending no money.
Yeah, and you was hooking it up. Lasagna, you know what I'm saying?
We was eating good.
Spaghetti,
Wait a second. We were kind of eating
chicken.
good.
It was great. Sandwiches were great.
Oh.
And I remember when the job I was working on at the time, people were making fun of me at first for bringing in the lunches. And then before you knew it, everybody were bringing in paper bag lunches. So you might be able to start a new brown bag movement.
Yeah.
So let's get this thing done. Cut some stuff. Say no. It's one of the best ways of even experiencing true wealth. Yeah. Because you realize the stuff that you don't need.
Even, during that time frame, one thing we did, we didn't buy clothes. We didn't buy shoes. So, yeah, there was a period of time. It was rough. We were wearing the same thing.
That's true. We were.
People were
making fun of our clothes.
Yeah,
but now they be like, where you get that from, Doc? You know what I'm saying? So there you go. All right. So all right.
See, so you sacrifice for a little bit so that later you could be like, oh, I got a whole new wardrobe.
I got a stylist. All right. Okay, we're done with that.
Okay.
Number 4, listen to Dave Ramsey every single day. I don't think I mentioned Dave Ramsey yet. Have I mentioned Dave Ramsey?
We've mentioned a couple. If you are a Dave Ramsey follower, you will have noticed some of the things.
Here's the deal. The book I read was The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. It was a complete accident. Yeah. I just happened to hear about the book that day. I read it and I couldn't believe it. Yeah. I was stunned. Now let me just be honest. Most of what Dave Ramsey put in that book, my mother tried to tell me when I was a kid. I just didn't listen. My mother told me a lot of that stuff.
Really?
Not that it was just old school way of doing money. Mm-hmm. But my mother always said, don't get no credit card, don't do that. And I just didn't listen. Yeah. But for some reason, when I read that Total Money Makeover, I was like, are you kidding me?
Like the light went on.
Yeah, ding, you know what I'm saying? And so for me, the book was amazing, but Dave Ramsey had a podcast, a radio show
yep.
that we listened to every single
day.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I literally, and to me, I needed constant encouragement.
Yeah. And at the time, we were getting all the Dave Ramsey products. For that reason, we needed the fuel to keep going, because like he said earlier, there were some rough days. There are some days in there that you're gonna be like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. And
having that constant fuel to keep you going was key.
Yeah, we did Financial Peace University.
He released a Financial Peace University.
Yeah.
We bought it, and we were watching that as well in addition
religiously.
Oh my God, yeah.
I got the audio CDs. I used to listen to the CDs in my car. Had the audio book. I was really just consumed with it, because that was what I needed to be laser focused.
Right.
That was the only way I was going to get through it.
Yeah.
So I recommend listening to Dave Ramsey. Obviously, there are dozens upon dozens of financial people you can listen to. Find the one that's best for you. That was the one that was best for us.
Yeah.
We mentioned them just because, the kind of transformation we went through. I don't know Dave Ramsey personally, but for the rest of my life, I mean,
but you did meet him though.
No. I met Dave Ramsey. We met him.
Yes.
We've been able to tell him up close and personal what that book and his information did for us.
Yes.
I have 2 kids. I'm leaving a legacy for them now because of something that some man wrote in a book. I'm sorry. As long as I live, I'm going to give honor to Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that was a monumental moment in my life.
A literal transformation. I mean, we'd still be sitting here with that.
Yeah, without question.
We'd still be sitting here with that.
Yeah, looking.
Matter of fact, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Yes,
doing that.
That's true, because we wouldn't be able to afford the camera that we're looking into right now. Or we would have just swipe.
Right, and it's been like, oh my God, how are we going to pay this month?
Yeah. So you got to make sure that you're listening to something, consuming something daily. Okay, that's number 4.
Yes. Number 5, you have to execute the debt snowball.
Yes, the debt snowball is when you take all of your payments from lowest to greatest in amount. And you start with the lowest one, and whatever minimum payment that you send to that, you put it as much extra as possible. And then once you pay that off, you take the minimum payment from that, and then you add it
to the next one.
To the next payment. You're making the minimum payment on that, plus what you used to pay on the other card, and you're just sending to that. And then once you're doing that, you take both of those minimum payments, and you send it to the next one, and you keep going until you're done. It was a great strategy. It worked.
It works. I mean, at the beginning, it's like, oh, this extra 20, what is it really going to do, right? Mm-hmm. So at the beginning, again, it's hard at the beginning. But once you kind of get that snowball going, like you'll get, when you have an extra $150 to put to your next payment, that's a substantial amount.
It's substantial. And you need a plan. You're not winging this. Don't wing this. No. This is not like, let me figure out how I'm going. No. I came up with this new system. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't come with no new system. No. You don't need no new system. The system works.
The system works.
Utilize the system that is already there. The system is start with the lowest payment. Don't tell me about your interest rate. Right. Cut it out, okay? Because if you could do math, you wouldn't be in the problem that you're in right now. So you need to find the lowest payment. Just knock that thing out. It's going to give you so much energy, so much strength spiritually. Then you go to the next payment and go to the next payment. I'm telling you, when you are done, you are going to taste and see that being debt-free is good. I mean, it's going to be amazing.
By the time you get to that big one, like that really, the largest, amount that you owe, you have so much energy for seeing all these other little ones fall. Yeah. So by the time you get to that one, you're like, okay, let's go. I can do this.
All right, so listen, babe. We were never able to call into the Dave Ramsey show. We never did a debt-free screen.
Oh my God!
Ever.
You want to do a debt-free screen?
We're gonna do a debt-free screen. We never, ever. Don't bring those kids up here. Just to our audience, okay? We're gonna do this for you. We're trying to build legacy, and the best way to build legacy financially is to get your family out of debt, so that you can begin to create wealth and start investing and doing all this other stuff. Yeah. And so we're gonna do it for the first time. We've never done this together ever before.
Oh God.
We're gonna do 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free.
Wait, is it 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1?
3, 2, 1. We're dead. Okay, ready?
Right, here we go. Just for you guys.
Just for you guys. We've never done this before. We have not practiced this, okay?
This is gonna be funny.
This is gonna be hilarious, okay? 3, 2, 1. We're debt free! And that's how you live for legacy. Peace.